cool. But when I look at the people who've made the most money or the easiest routes to money, it's
fraud,
all linked to sin.
selling drugs.
Like whatever sin, whatever religion you're from, whatever you consider as unethical, there's always some link to that and profitability in terms of the easiest routes, at least. And also the biggest success, I'll be honest. So it's always hard to maintain your integrity and keep to oneself and keep that self, that understanding of oneself. You know what I mean? That Freud, like, I don't know if like Freud spoke about it or something, but like, knowing oneself, like you lose that when you delve into sin. I don't want to talk too much on religion, but like obviously for me, like for my religion, it's deeply integrated into how I live my life and why I've gone through periods where I've been like depressed and all of that stuff. And I realized that a lot of that, like, we're all sinners and whatnot, right? But like, it was when I was most involved in sin and most involved in like not remembering God and all of that stuff. And the more I've strived away from that stuff and I've strived further closer to my religion and really finding my purpose and sticking to oneself, knowing oneself, then that's when I was happiest as I am now. Like now I am the happiest I've been in my life. And so to touch it back to the point, I think it's not the pursuit of money that's the issue. It's how people pursue money. And I think that slight change is what really matters, bro. Because I think there's nothing wrong with wanting an abundance of money. Like, this is a short life. It's a temporary life. Like, if you want just enough to, like, on a 9 to 5, which is no disrespect, like, to be comfortable enough, you're going home, watch a bit of Netflix, just chill with your, like, family and all of that stuff. There is nothing wrong with that.
I don't think that exists anymore, but I'll come on that.
Yeah, calm. But then if you're someone who wants to like they're super ambitious, they want to do this, they want to do that, they want to be like a game changer in the world, and they want to have this much money, so then they can go to the Maldives one week and then go to like I don't know like Kingston in like Jamaica or something like the other weekend. There's nothing wrong with that because at the end of the day, it's a short life. So live it to the purpose that live it based on the purpose that you believe you have in this life. But if you're going to delve into things like sin and all of that stuff, and these things are going to only cause more problems for people, and they're going to only affect people in a negative way, of course it's going to eat away at you, because it's eating away against that aspect of what is good and what is evil, your morality, do you know what I mean?
I think, go on, no.
So yeah.
No, the thing I like most about what you just said is the profitability of sin. And I think that's the main change within the 20th and the 21st century. Like, think about something so simple as OnlyFans.
I was literally going to say that when you said that. That's the first thing I was thinking of, bro.
How are you going to tell a 16 or 17-year-old girl to go to school, study, and work for 20 years and expect her, with the social demographic environment she is, to listen to you as, I don't know, an older brother, uncle, whatever, telling her some things about morality, when she's saying, one of my mate's sisters, she's made 10 million of OnlyFans in 1 year when she started at 18, now she's 19. It's
the minute they turn 18.
Yeah. So then she's gonna look at you.
You remember the whole Bad Baby thing?
Yeah. Yeah, she's
the minute, and it's not even just that. Like, it's not even just girls. It's boys. Like, they think they have to do fraud. They have to sell drugs. They have to.
I have a theory though as to why.
But that I feel like that's different though. I was gonna say, the OnlyFans thing you were saying though. I think before OnlyFans there's always been the I don't know, I might not say the word. Like the porn industry. Okay, calm. I don't know if you care about censorship.
Just say the adult industry, bro.
The adult industry. No, but I don't know if you have censorship in it, so I just got to double check in it. But like basically, yeah, with the adult industry, that's been around. If you think about it, right, there's prostitution, which is the oldest industry in the world. Then there was the adult industry. Then now there's OnlyFans. OnlyFans is just the latest evolution of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
OnlyFans is part of the point.
But the evolutions make it 100 times worse though.
Of course. It is the evolution, because then there's the issue is, right? The issue is, right, the governments were based on like, so I'm just talking about legalities, isn't it, right? So the government's like legal system, a lot of it was based on like religion, innit, and stuff like that. For example, like the most, like, we obviously all know the British, and like the British policy was based on Christian. Yeah, like that's why there's the Church of England, all of that stuff. King Henry VIII, like, create a new, like, sect and all of that stuff, right? And I think that because of that, yeah, like the religion aspect's been kind of lost, and that's more the legalities, and that's like obviously the new wave of atheism and all of this stuff. Like, there's obviously the morality is based on legalities now, so it's like, okay, cool. If I'm going and selling myself, you know what I mean, I sell my body into the night and whatnot, that's an issue, because legally that's an issue. You Now, if you're doing it because you got a camera on, go get your bag, sis. Get your bag, king. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like there's a whole change because of legality, because we're teaching ourselves that morality is based on legality a lot of the time.
The problem isn't about the pursuit of money or how you pursue it. You spoke on religion. I studied a lot. I wouldn't say studied, kind of formally studied, but I learned a lot from watching certain Dawa people, watching certain speakers. I think one of the things is, they say nobody's an atheist. You just don't worship God. What you worship instead is
more money.
Your own emotions, money, your own emotions. You're a slave to your own emotions. How you feel is what dictates your life. You're a slave to your parents. Some people do whatever their parents say, even if their parents are racist, even if their parents are even if their dad's hitting their mum, even if their mum's cheating on their father, they're a slave to their parents. They're a slave to the Kim Kardashians, the Kardashians rather, sorry. You might not worship God, but what you actually worship is something that's poisoning you and poisoning society. So the people all these politicians, these people that start wars, all these people that, what they're doing is they're actually a slave to their own ambition. All they care about is they want their name in the history book that bad that they'll do anything, like no matter what it costs. They don't care what war they start. Like they don't care. Like a lot of these, like it's very big in America. They think, they really think, and they raise Americans to think America's the only place in the world. Yeah. Every other place, and the
Europe. Europe. I'm gonna go Europe this summer.
The politicians will sort of have it in their mind. Even if I have to destroy half the planet, as long as America's good, that's what matters. As long as America's good.
Yeah, no, I think.
And when you just to finish this off, you spoke about religion. It's about having.
What principles?
It's about
principles.
Religion gives you a principle.
Yeah.
That these people lack. You could be a billionaire as a Muslim or a Christian or a monk or whatever. But it's almost as if you're not supposed to kill people for it, or you're not supposed to use it. You can get your money, but there's a limitation to how you can get it, and you have a responsibility as to what you have to
boundaries
do with it.
within yourself.
Yeah. But I feel like religion. So I'm also okay. This my point isn't anything. My point was obviously religion helped me. But it wasn't to do with the fact that I think basically what your point is principles. Principles make a man, right? A man is the principles, right?
That's why there's no men left.
Yeah, that's the thing in it. So religion is the easiest way for.
Because without
a man is nothing without his principles, isn't it?
That's what I'm saying. Then I said that's why there's no men left, and then I said that's a very controversial statement.
Oh damn! Yeah.
I would like to dive into that though.
Yeah.
I will, but there's something I do want to move on to quickly later.
Yeah.
The reason I want to say that is because what these egalitarian people say is, law is common sense.
Yeah.
Forget about what you think about this and that and this. We all know you shouldn't murder. No, that's a lie.
Does common sense exist?
If there was no religion, you would be acting like animals and murdering each other. It's religion that came to you that told you stealing is wrong.
Yeah.
Because that's what animals do. If you got a lion there, if that lion's hungry, man, he's taking the food. Whether or not, don't matter how many gazelles you killed.
Yeah.
Or what you had to go through to get that gazelle. If that lion is hungry, he's taking your food. Religion gave people the morality to understand what you consider common sense. That murder and rape and stealing is wrong. That fraud is wrong. Religion gave people that. Now people took the common sense ones and they're like, oh, well, why should I do this thing that I don't quite agree with? As long as I'm not killing anyone, why shouldn't I do drugs? I'm not affecting anyone else. Religion gave you stuff and you decided you want to take like half and you want to call that half common sense that everyone should have, and the rest you want to sort of pick and choose. And it's the picking and choosing that's causing people to say, okay, well, I'm selling my body on the internet.
Yeah.
I'm selling drugs. Am I really doing anything that bad? That's what the problem is. You should defend your country. You should put your country first. But to what extent? How many millions of people will you kill for safety of your country?
Yeah.
How many, the war on terrorism, for instance, or the war on drugs, forget terrorism, how many countries have been destabilized? How many people have been murdered for the sake of the war on drugs? And at the end of the day, that's not even going to prevent you from doing drugs. If you're a religious person, you probably wouldn't do drugs. If you had some sort of moral decorum,
Yeah.
You don't want to be this kind of individual who'd be taking drugs. If you had a strong family, you wouldn't be taking drugs. If you wasn't poor, you wouldn't be taking drugs. It's not about going to Guatemala or going to Cuba or going to Colombia and destabilizing their economy, funding a group of some individuals who are going to fight. There's mad things. People say that you can read about it. It sounds conspiracy theory, but when you read about it, there's too much for it to just be a conspiracy theory, almost. They say the CIA funded cartels and groups to fight communism in Colombia because and something about associating weed with black people and associating cocaine with Mexicans somehow fought off socialism. It's crazy.
Yeah, it got incorporated into